Good morning, everyone. I hope you are doing well today. This January 15th already. We're halfway through the month. Wasn't it just Christmas last week? Well, welcome to very frozen Florida. Okay, we had a freeze last night. Yeah, we get a couple of those, and boy, is it cold. Shannon says, "Good morning, Rob. How are you today? How's your weekend going?" Oh, pretty good. Now, today I was going to do something special. I was going to do a live play, and I'm going to show you what I was going to do a live play of. And it's a game that I think is a forgotten little gem here for people. And we're going to get to the OGL and all that stuff, and that's why I'm going to double stream at some point, either today or tomorrow, because I had some plans. But I wanted to do this game Masamora. I got everything all jacked up and painted and stuff like that, and we were going to set the other camera up, and we are going to take our tooth. I really wanted to show you this game. It's been a while since I've played that game, and I really wanted to do that, but I pushed this all aside. I have it set up. Either I'm going to do it later this afternoon, or tomorrow I'm going to double stream, because we're going to do Space Hulk and Masamora. I'm trying to be a little more consistent. But this game here, I really want to show you. Danny Alvarez has done this, and that gentleman is a genius, by the way, and we'll talk more about him going forward, and just how this is a nice little dungeon crawl for people that have maybe small children, or maybe just want something a little lighter. You can get a lot out of this. It's competitive, but it also has a cooperative mode, and an extreme elite mode, which is impossible, which I enjoy. It's fun. I enjoy it, and I don't think it gets the love it deserves, so we're going to give it some love this weekend, since it's a long weekend. Tomorrow I'm off, so I could see us double streaming tomorrow. I may want to fit it in today, because I want to make sure I give the orcs some time tomorrow on Space Hulk. Okay, let me just take a sip here. Okay, so we're 4 minutes in, so I want to hit right to the topic here. This is the last video I'm going to talk about this Wizards of the Coast thing, okay? And people, I want to clarify a few things, okay? I did a video the other day taking the side, or taking a look at it from the side of Wizards of the Coast. And it made me think, because a lot of people that said, hey, not for anything, movie properties get paid a certain IP. And, there's a lot of loopholes with that, because I really believe that Wizards of the Coast is wrong. I mean, and Hasbro, there's no way to get around it. And that's why I'm doing this live, so you can put in your replies, we can talk about this, and then I'm going to leave this alone for a while, because here's the way I feel about it. Even though Wizards backpedaled, they didn't change anything. And I want to go into that a little bit more. I'm going to take off my glasses a bit. Good morning, says Brew Geek. I want to go into that a little more, because in truth, I'm going to cover more of this on the podcast. I'll kind of have more deeper thoughts on the podcast, but I want to let this marinate for a while, because right now you got people running around with their pitchforks and their torches and stuff like that, because this subject brings you views, it brings you things, and there's a lot of people out there just spewing off, not for the love of the game, but for how they can monetize and profit from it. Me, I want to sit back for a while, okay? Because honestly, and I want to talk about this a little bit. I first of all, let me clear up the video I did the other day. I think we needed to take a look at the other side a little bit, and what they're thinking. Hey, something I paid this property, I need to tax everybody a little bit. Is it right? No. It's kind of like, and I want to I want to clarify something. They have the right to do it, but does it make it right? No, not the way they're doing it. And that's what I was trying to say. Everybody's thinking I'm going, oh, they're not wrong here. They're not wrong here. No, they have a right to do that. They're not totally wrong. It's the way they're doing it that's wrong. Okay? And some of the sinister stuff that goes on behind the scenes here. Listen, those Hasbro executives are making over, and you can look it up. They are making over $250,000 a year. Average anywhere from $200,000 to $250,000 a year. Do they care about you, the gamer, and the passion that you have for the game? No, they don't. What they're trying to do, it's about money. It's no different than Games Workshop and some of the things they do. But this is a game, just like with Games Workshop, folks, that right now, you're all screaming for their heads. Okay? But boy, if they start doing a couple things right, thank God we got Wizards of the Coast. Because you care about the game that much. And the point is another thing I said, I call them Wizards of the West Coast. Because it's that Hollywood mentality. Okay? It's that Hollywood mentality. It's we're not the victims, but everybody wants the money. Everybody wants to walk around with everything. They don't. They destroy media. Movies used to mean something back in the day, folks. They used to mean something, and actors cared, and there were a lot of different things. Maybe I'm just an old fart looking at things from a weird perspective. But the thing is this: we have to corner every piece of media, and however we can make money of it, instead of concentrating on giving you good content. Because if they give you a good product, you will pay through the nose. You would rather, instead of go out and get a loaf of bread and eggs to eat, you would rather get that because it's good, solid content, and they don't do that. Okay? And I think that, everybody's screaming, well, we all came together and we made them change anything. They haven't changed anything. Because they're lying through their teeth. Okay? And I really think about this in a certain way. And think, this isn't just Dungeons and Dragons. Okay? The way they went about this is wrong. Okay? And the best way I could put this, okay, and this could happen in any single thing. The NFL, okay? Well, fantasy football is a big thing for NFL, okay? It's a huge thing. What if this is kind of like if the NFL just said, wow, they're making billions of dollars over there. We need to regulate that. We need, whoever starts a league, we need to get a piece of that. Okay, that's exactly what they're doing, in a sense. Can you imagine if the NFL, Major League Baseball, said, well, you know something, you can't do fantasy because it's our property or whatever, and basically we want a piece of it if you want to do it. People will do just exactly what they're doing right now. This really hurts content creators. This hurts third party. This hurts a lot of people. Instead of just taking and trying to say, you know something, we're going to take and we are going to build something so fantastic, and we are going to concentrate on quality. Good quality content to make you want to play this game. Because the way I got my start, okay, and we all got to start in this at some point. And I'm an older guy, okay, and the old guard here, the way we got our starts, we were kids. This game came out. It was a pen and a pencil and paper type of game. I remember being a jock, okay. and going over a guy's house, my first experience, and I created a character. And this kid didn't like me. He was a skinny, dorky, but he was jealous. And he had to have power. You know, as the dungeon master, he had to have power. We all ran into bad dungeon masters. And I made this character, Thundar the Barbarian. We all know the cartoon, but I like the name Thundar, so I always would make this warrior Thundar. And he'd find a way to kill him at every single chance he could. And I have to redo it, and I would name him Thundar again. And keep going and going and going, and he would purposely try to kill my guy, not understanding the rules. So I kind of went, wow, this stinks. But I looked at the game and the whole thing about it. I fell in love with it, and I really liked it. And I remember going up to Camp Cavian, for those of you out in New Hampshire, okay, on Lake Winnipesaukee. And believe it or not, I used to teach pottery in the summers. And they had a bookstore, and I bought the Dungeon Master Guide. I bought the player handbook, the monster manual, and that's all I needed. I went and bought a whole bunch of graph paper, bought a couple of modules with my money from teaching camp. I also, my brakes went out that year. I'll never forget that. My brakes went out, and it cost me $200. I think I only made for the summer, I think it was like $800 or something like that. I forgot how much it was, but a good portion of that went to D&D and to fixing my brakes. Thank God the local guy did it and got it done. I was heartbroken over it. So anyways, we would play at night when all the kids went to sleep. We would go into the cafeteria, sit down there, and me and about I believe it was 4 people, we played, and that's when I got my feel for the game. Yeah, we had a Monty Hall every once in a while, and I tried to run my own little thing, and it was a disaster. I was so fascinated with it by Beholder that I made that the main villain for level 1 characters. But those are the experiences that we have. We have a love for this game, okay? There's a deep love for this game. And when people started selling this game, and then Wizards of the Coast got a hold of it, and then Hasbro bought Wizards of the Coast, and this whole thing that went on. I gotta move these cards here. I have this game all set up, and I was ready to play this game, but this subject I think is more important. It's scary, because you also remember this isn't the first time something like this has happened. I play Warhammer. Right back there, folks. Okay? And, you know, when it went from this little company to this now, you know, where you have stockholders, and you have to answer to stockholders. It went from this great passion that is no longer there. Okay? It affects everybody. It's a kick in the teeth. And the funny thing about it is how much Wizards of the Coast is lying. Okay, they said, well, you know, these are temporary terms. You know, these were experimental terms, and you know, I forgot how they put it, but they made people sign that. Why would you have somebody sign terms that weren't supposedly, as they were trying to say, legally binding? That doesn't make sense. And then they started to backpedal and say a little bit, well, you know, maybe that $750,000 threshold, instead of taking 25%, we'll take 20%. Nothing's changed, folks. You think you won? They're not going to let you win. They're going to find a different way. And that's why I'm going to back away from this conversation for 6 to 8 months. Listen, I do not begrudge anybody for making tons of videos about this, covering, you know, if they hear, you know, even the slightest rumor, jumping on and trying to get as much views because they're trying to build their channel. There's nothing wrong with that. This is a business after all, folks. Okay? This is a business after all. Okay? and they're trying to get as many views and compete in any way that they can. And some people really have a lot of good things at heart. But for me, I think you gotta back away a little bit. Okay, sir, have you seen Warlord Game Minis? Just get over the GW bashing. Who's bashing GW? I'm the biggest. You don't even know what you're talking about, Kay. See, this is another thing. You know, a lot of people have been very constructive in how they talk about things. And, you know, even when they disagreed, they said, you know, Rob, I watch the channel and I usually agree with a lot of things, but I disagree, and here's why. And a lot of things make sense. But this idiot here, KE, just comes in and doesn't even know what he's talking about. I'm not GW bashing. Let's call it what it is. It's a far cry from what it originally was. But you want to know something? Look at my shelf. I'll buy everything they have because I love the game. I love them. Okay? They do some things wrong. They do some things right. And if you watch the channel, you would know that. And Warlord Game Minis, dear God, you're dead right about that, kid. But make sure you know what you're talking about before you get a little snippy. Okay? Now sit down. And that's the thing that kills me about this. People made a lot of great points during this whole thing when I took both sides and I took a look at it, because nobody went and took a look at their side and saying, well, you know, they do have a right to kind of go after it, but they're doing it all wrong. There was a better way to do it. They could have worked with these third parties a little bit better and found a way to monetize it for everybody. But no, it becomes greed. Christopher Bartless. Oh, there's a name from the past. How are you, my friend? This affects us big time. Affects us at Everything Epic big time. We had to drop 5e from our upcoming Talslandia RPG launch. See, that's just tough. Good morning, Rob, says Deplorable Hex. How are you, my brother? You see, this is what happens. You can't... The funny thing about it is the smaller guy gets really hurt here. And some of these other companies, this is a great opportunity. This is a fantastic opportunity. Because now, while all the pitchforks and the torches are lit, you can come out and say, I mean, look what Pazio did. They come out, well, you know, we're in the process of doing something different. Critical Role now all of a sudden has an opening. You have a crack. You have a crack in the foundation, and they come out and, you know, with their popularity, and listen, they're not my thing, okay? But they are the heart and soul of things right now, okay? And they went and said, hey, we got all this coming out, and we're going to back away from this is an opportunity for a lot of these companies. But for these smaller companies that rely on these 5e, these 5th edition supplements to keep their companies going in some ways, they're going to get hurt. Because they're going to have no choice but to sign whatever they decide to come with. If they make a few adjustments here and there and they backpedal, if you notice, everything that they said has been very vague. And they've been lying. The things that they've said have been lies. Chris says, for us small publishers, if there's even 1% chance for us to lose any intellectual property, then we can't use it. We've worked on Tasmania. I'm sorry, I got to put my glasses back on. For nearly 3 years. I remember when that kicked off. I mean, that really hurt. That really hurts him a lot. You know, when you work on something and you work on a whole different world using that 5e thing, and now all of a sudden, if they don't like it, they can take it. They still can take it away. There's still a little thing in there. Now, this thing hasn't even. You know, the rumors are that they've dished it out to a bunch of different people, okay, and that they've had to sign it. Signing something that they're saying that isn't finished yet. Why would you sign something that isn't finished yet? But they're forcing you to sign it in order for you to bring stuff out. Errant Dragon says, I am starting to suspect that Wizards of the Coast has gotten most of the community to give up making OGL, 5th edition related products voluntarily, and they don't even release the OGL update. Exactly. This is my point. And this is why I'm doing this live, so you guys can react and talk about this and really get this out there, okay? Because I want everybody's input. And even after this video is live and done with, I'm really looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Put it in the comments. I answer everything. But all I ask is constructively, okay? You could disagree. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We're not supposed to all just, this isn't, the movie 1984 or the book, 1984. Conform. No. Everybody has free thought, free beliefs, and they should all be respected. That's how you solve things, folks. So instead, we're focusing on making the original Tizlania RPG system the best it can be and put that old school system out instead. Yeah, but that's more work for you, Chris. And it's a shame because a lot of people are having to do it. It's like asking your Special Agent Utah. This sizes it up completely. And my man has put it in the best words ever. The OGL it's like asking your wife for a prenup after 30 years. Not a bad idea. And you may not be wrong. But it's very true. It's out of the ordinary. Deplorable says, I'm unsure. This stupid pop-up. I'm sorry, folks. Hold on here. Deplorable Rex says, I'm still unsure on what they own intellectually. I agree with that. And this is where I want to step back. Instead of making continual videos on this, I want to step back and really absorb this. There are some really, really great people making some really great content where you listen to them and you go, okay. And then there's some people, it's all clickbait. And they just rehash because you're going to look, because you're concerned, because you love the game, you care about the game. It really is. The concept of hit points, leveling up, experience points, the concept of intelligence, strength, dexterity on a 3D8, LOL, 3D6, oops, he said. Christopher said, that's the problem, Rex. We don't know. But we need to get to work. We need to get work done and can't wait forever. That's a big problem. How do these companies think of the money that some of these smaller companies are losing because of all this outrage? What's the first thing that they have to do? Now they have to hire a lawyer and say, uh-oh, can we continue working here? These small companies that are working on a thread budget, okay, now have to hire a lawyer to interpret what they can and what they can't do. Because they didn't take back the fact that they can cancel you at any time and own that intellectual property. That's the part that I think that this really gets really, really ugly, folks, and can get very, very, very destructive. This isn't over by a long shot, okay? And even them, they say it's a win-win. How is it a win-win? They're trying to backpedal and tell the community that it's going to be okay, but it's not going to be okay. And it's all leading into 2024 with this D&D 1 thing. you know, this online thing where you're going to be paying for nothing tangible. You know, this online thing. This would have been great 30 years ago on my IBM, because then we dream about it. But now that, you know, 30 years, you know, later, 40 years later, whatever it is, you know, those things that are tangible mean something to you. I still have all my first edition books. Does this open up a gate for new systems? Well, sure. And the people that don't like, and I'm going to compare this to Games Workshop, people that don't, you know, are sore Games Workshop and bent over it, you could go try some of those other systems, but there's only one Games Workshop, folks. And Games Workshop makes the best models on the planet. Games Workshop usually has the best systems on the planet. Hell, you're going to see a video about me screaming about, you know, Space Hulk tomorrow, and other systems that they're leaving on the table. They need to. I would love to see them redo those. I would throw my money at them, give them a credit card without due. Are some of those other systems okay? Conquest, yeah, it's all right. War Machine was good a long time ago, but kind of faded. Firefight from Mantic? It's okay. It's all right. But boy, come out with a new 40K box. Come out with the old world. Oh, the wallet hits the ground. The credit card. I'm finding ways to explain to my wife why I dropped $1,000. And I don't care. It's the same thing with D&D, folks. Okay? There are a lot of really, really good systems out there. Great systems. The Dark Eye. I don't understand why that's more popular. I thought the Dark Eye was one of the best systems I ever played. The art was beautiful. Everything about it was beautiful. I loved what they did. But there's a history there with Dungeons and Dragons. Good, bad, and different. There's a history there. And it all means something to us. That's why we're screaming as much as we are. Let me get to the comments here. I gotta take a sip of water first. Gambino, my brother, what's up? There is other ways to make more money besides being greedy. I agree. That's what we're talking about. Come up with better ideas. I talked about that just a little bit earlier. Great point. I'm glad you agree, and I'm glad you came in here and said it, and I'm not the only one that thinks. Come up with better ideas to make profit instead of going after the OGL. That is lazy and easy way out. Dead on, my brother. Gold star for you, my man. Gold star for you. Hire smart people. Your executives are making over $250,000 a year. Who says there's no money in in tabletop gaming? Okay? They're making hand over fist, folks. Instead of paying your executives that don't care about games, only care about money, hire people that have a passion for the games and want to put out the best game ever. That's how you make money. Smart people, smart ideas, and smart decisions. It's like wrestling. Lazy booking. Okay? Getting cheap heat. Okay? It's going after the small guys and cutting that. Oh, let's just squeeze everything, make sure it's all ours, because it'd take too long for us to come up with something smart. Dumb, 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 dumb. Aaron Dragon, my man. All Wizards of the Coast really owns is the D&D name and the D&D specific campaign worlds that have been made for it over the decades. That's really it. These are specific D&D IPs we can't use. Okay, cool. Deplorable wrecks. So hit points become hits to kill. Full circle, LOL. It hurts because it's true. That's a pretty cool name, bro. Why would you keep building on an OGL that can't get revoked? I think this was so sobering to so many companies, they have to switch systems. This is a great point. That's a great point, my brother. Fantastic job. Great, great point. Christopher and the amazing Everything Epic Games. We talked about this in another video. Christopher, this is a perfect, and before I read your thread here, I really want to bring this up because I used this in a prior video. A game that I'm dying to play, Librarians. How much did you go through? Because Christopher owns that company that I brought up, Everything Epic Games. How much did you go through to put out that card game? How much did you have to pay for that license? Okay? And they stood over you, over your shoulder, and it was delay after delay after delay because of what they put you through. Okay? This is the thing that I'm trying to talk about full circle. Yeah, maybe if you try to use some of the things, that this is what they're going to try to do, is really put the thumbs on you, really put the screws into you. And then if they don't like it, they can pull that license at any time and say, you know something, we're going to scrap this. And the TV show is in reruns. It's not even alive. They're not even making new episodes for it. I've heard nothing but great things about that card game. I remember playing the demo on it. So excited about it. And the things that he had to go through to have an IP. This is some of the things that Wizards of the Coast is trying to do. Trying to get full control any way that they can. And if they don't like it, they can say, well, give it to us. That's laziness. And you're just hurting the product. You're hurting that third-party person. Listen, there's a lot of you out there that are going to do one thing and one thing only. Well, there's so much content out there. I'm going to buy everything I can for it, and I'll have years and years stuff. Maybe it'll clear itself up. Or you got people screaming because they want to scream. Because this is the end thing to scream about. And it's justifiably so. Don't get me wrong. This is justifiably so. There should be a ton of pitchforks and torches. They should be banging on the gates. Make smart decisions with one of the greatest games on the face of this planet. One of the most chess, checkers, Monopoly, Risk, Dungeons and Dragons. The foundation of board gaming, folks. Board gaming, tabletop gaming, however you want to call it. Let me keep reading here. I read my man, it hurts because it's the truth, greatest name ever. Christopher, agree Gambino. Wizards of the Coast should hire more designers and developers, and they should put out more amazing epic content in their worlds and make more money that way. This is what I've been screaming. Because there are people like me buy it all. There's not just people like you. Everyone would. A halfling, a hobbit, or a wee folk would creep. Hold on, let me put on these glasses. Ah, there we go. Creep as quality. A rose by any other name. Good point. Aaron. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Aaron Dranger. They can't copyright things like hit points. Way too many other games use hit points, especially when you think of video games, fantasy adventure board games. Good point. Right. Or the D20. But so much content is intermingled and convoluted. Great point, Christopher. Deplorable Rex. Oh well, they killed the hell out of Spelljammer and Dragonlance in 5th edition. At least they haven't spoiled Dark Sun. We just need to call it Umber Stars or something. Dark Sun equals Telzalantha. We will check it out, Christopher. Thanks. Yeah, definitely check it out. That's where Dark Sun came from. Tal. Christopher. Okay. It hurts because it's true. Dark Eye is great. Shadow of the Demon Lord is great. You know, I haven't checked that out. I need to check that out. Burning Wheat is great. Angus, this guy is a corporate bootlegger. You don't even know what you're talking about, Angus. You don't even know what you're talking about. What a loser. Angus. Another little drama queen. Angus Cart. Drama queen. Put on your little slippers, sweetie. There are a few RPGs that use the 5e game system that are not D&D. The issue is people think that 5e, D&D included, Hasbro executives, D&D including Hasbro executives, and this is not the case. Okay? Christopher, hire people who want to put out the best game ever, like Everything Epic. Rob Horn, 2023. Gunnar, Wizards of the West Coast, what does it mean? What I meant by that, Gunnar, is the Hollywood mentality, okay? The Disney mentality. It's all on the West Coast. It's that West Coast. I call them Wizards of the West Coast because it's that corporate identity that's taking away things, taking away properties, destroying Marvel Comics, destroying Disney, destroying movies, destroying anything that mattered to us. Wizards of the West Coast was what they've done to Magic, with their corporate thought, what they've done to Dungeons and Dragons now that they're going after. They're destroying and wiping everything out instead of the purity of what it was. Okay, it's all about money, and Hollywood. They destroyed the movie business by making everything about money instead of concentrating on stories, good, solid, production, thought-provoking movies. There's no stories. It's all special effects. It's getting people into a room, showing them a special effects disaster, and going, that's what people want to see now. We're about profit. I understand that to a degree. You have to make money somehow. But I mean, really? Have no dog in the fight since I haven't played D&D in many years. Seems like everyone is upset over it. Yeah, there's just a lot of weird stuff going on, and people are fighting for what they believe in. Christopher, I'll call you later on, Rob, and chat. Have a great rest of the stream. Thank you, Christopher. Play Till It Hurts. Hi, all. Deplorable Rex. Currently downloading all the free Tislania content they offer on their website for 1E and 2E. Errant Dragon. The Dark Souls RPG uses the 5th edition game system. Yes. Deplorable Rex. LOL. Wizards of the Coast. That's awesome. Because it's hurt, retracted a message. You could leave your message up there, buddy. Too much California sunshine, I think. It's not about California. It's just that's where they are. Okay? I personally like California. I've been there many a times. I'm a Seattle Seahawks fan my whole life. I like the Dodgers. You know, I got nothing against the West Coast, California or anything, but that's where all their in Anaheim, that's where the heart of Disney is, okay? And these corporate, Microsoft, Silicon Valley, that's where all these things are coming up, where it's they're doing everything they can to squeeze every dime out of you, and it's insane. Hey Pete, Play Till It Hurts. Good to see you, my friend. Aaron Dragon, Magic is bonkers now. There is a Transformer expansion coming out for Magic, which goes against everything that you could. They're trying to hit whatever they can, and they're killing the game along the way. I went to Robert McGee script writing seminar. It is so funny how far Hollywood has lost the sense of story. My point exactly. West Coast is the illusion of creativity, but it is empty. Thank you, Thank you. It hurts because it's the truth. This guy's got, number one, the greatest name, and some of the best lines here today. Gunner, thanks, Rob. But when you do not recognize the game, that's bad. Yeah, that's where it's starting to get a little crazy, is you're not starting to recognize the game. Now would be a good time to insert ads. That's what this said. I don't want to insert ads. I'm not worried about ads. It's a funny thing, and I'm going to, like I said, I want to keep this to an hour. Like I said, I was supposed to stream a game today, but instead I wanted to close this out and just be done with it. I want to sit back for a while, and I'm just going to rehash this for some of you that came in. I want to sit back for a bit and let this thing unfold a bit, because we still have 2024 when this new system and this big paywall comes out and they change everything, and how things are going to twist and turn. How does Critical Role play a major part in this? How does some of the bigger third-party people turn this to their advantage? Is this an opening to drive a dagger into one of the greatest games that ever lived? In a way, they would deserve it, but in a way, it's really sad and worrisome. It is worrisome, because we do love the game. We do have the passion for the game. Okay? And like I said before, and I compared to the Games Workshop, okay? There are a ton of different systems out there, and you can say, well, this system's equal to, but there's only one Games Workshop. There's only one Dungeons and Dragons. There's only one Magic the Gathering, folks. There's only one Magic the Gathering. And they're destroying that. It's scary. Stream some Dark Eye or something then. Oh, wait. Try Symbarium. It's a Swedish game, so the name is weird, but it is an amazing game. It hurts because it's the truth. You want to know something? I think I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you on that. I'm going to go to the storage unit. I'm going to pull out all my Dark Eye stuff. I love my Dark Eye stuff. and I think we'll give that a bit of a ride. And this Cymbarium, if I'm butchering it, I apologize. I'm gonna check it out, and I'm gonna find a way to get it. Zero Hobbies, my brother. What's up, Rob? What's up? Anyone notice Critical Role has very quiet over this whole thing? Yeah. Well, they kind of said something. I believe, according to this one person that I've been watching her videos, she's done a really great job. She said that they have come out and said, well, guess what, folks? We have our own system that we're working on. Ooh, that's a big opening. And they've been very kind of quiet, and they've kind of been kind of waiting to see how this unfolds. And I think I want to do the same thing. I want to sit back. I don't want to keep screaming from the top of the rooftop, because I think everybody's screaming. I mean, I've seen more. I went to go watch... I was just double checking the rules on Masamura, which is the game that we are going to. I'm going to stream this in Space Hulk with some new rules. Let me pop this up here. Hold on here, folks. And I got it all set up. I was ready to do this, okay? And I put the kibosh on it because I wanted to get this out. When I went to go look for Masamura, I wanted to see Rodney's video, because that wanted to spark a couple things that I forgot. I wanted to make sure I had all the rules and I read it correctly, because I'm bad at reading rules a lot of times. And when I put in that thing, anything I put in dungeons, thousands, I mean thousands of people pop up with, here's what, just killing this OGL 1.1. Hey, Wizards backed up. We've won. I don't think you've won anything yet, folks. I think there's a long battle with this, and they've got time on their side. I'm going to put it this way. This is the way this is gone, and it's kind of like a prize fight. Okay? They let this thing leak. I can't wait for the Skyrim videos. It looks awesome. Robert, that is going to be... I just got to get a few things down on it. I'm a little confused on it. I think I would have squeezed that in here, but I want to give it one more playthrough. I'm going to say I'm going to do that on Wednesday or Thursday, and you can quote me on that, Robert. Okay, that's going to be a live play for that. Okay, so getting back to this, I just like answering questions. Sorry about that. And I'm going to get the deplorables thing in a minute, and zeros. I look at this as a prize fight, okay? This is round one. And here's what happened in round one. The leak, the supposed leak, I'm not going to do the quotation thing. I hate that. The supposed leak, well, they threw a jab, and the community came back with a huge right hook. But you didn't knock them down. You didn't put them out. Okay? The round's still going on. And this is a 10-round fight. 12-round fight. We're in month 1 of 2023. The new system comes out in 2024. The D&D 1. There's a lot that can happen between now and then in this 12-round fight. And they got hit in the jaw, and now they know that everybody's got a good right hook. They're going to defend against that right hook. Now, what are they going to throw at you to counter that? It's going to be interesting. They're dancing around. Some of the third-party people, the bigger third-party people, are kind of dancing around the ring, and they're getting ready. They're getting ready to throw some blows. Who's going to come out of it? Who's going to get knocked out? A billion-dollar company? I don't know. They got the title. You want to take the title. You're going to have to put them out. That's for sure. Okay. That's my granddaughter running her mouth like she always does. Okay, absolutely. The one upside of this is that I don't regret my obsessive desire to buy up all the printed RPG content from the last 40 years. I always have those. That's the thing. You know, people are out buying stuff up in droves right now. In droves right now. Okay? In droves. Does this help drive through RPG? Or does this hurt drive through? Right now, are they now people just buying stuff up, going, I better get all this stuff now? But in the long run, do they get hurt by this? That's an interesting thought too. I can't wait for Skyrim videos. It looks. Robert says, sweet. Yeah, we answered that. D&D has opened up the floodgates for more people trying other systems. Yes, but will those systems replace the heart and soul? Will those systems replace the system that means the most to all of you, which is Dungeons and Dragons? Deploribus exhales. Joseph, perfect analogy, except the fight is also fixed. It sure is. It sure is. Ms. Morio, we need more 3PP versions of 5E, 5.5 to put them down, similar to Pathfinder 1.0. Pathfinder 2.0 is too complex for the mass market. People really complained about 2.0. People didn't like the... Remember when that came out and all the backlash from that? That was murder. There was a murderous rage over that as well. Alexis, hello. The first edition D&D hardcovers, DMG, PH, MM, Unearthed Arcadia, are still available hardback on Drive-Thru RPG at a really affordable price. Might be time to really start buying up stuff. Might be time to really go out and buy up a lot of stuff. And I agree with it. I know that I'm going to go buy a ton of those big supplement books and stuff like that. I'm going to try to eat up as much as I can. And I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch how this unfolds. But for me, I think I'm done commenting on this. I've said everything I had to say. I cleared up the things by taking a look, because nobody's decided to take a look at their greedy corporate side and say, hey, we have a right to do this. I did. And did I take heat for it? I didn't care. Because I wanted it to spark conversation. And the people that understood what I was trying to do respectfully said, you know something, I really disagree. This is what I feel. And it was enlightening. It was enlightening. Because I don't have all the answers, folks. You, all of us collectively, can put the pieces of the puzzle together and come up with the answers. And that's the beauty of open discussion. But then, like I said, those keyboard warriors, start their tears and the drama, because everything's got to be drama filled. But that's the funny thing about this. None of them have ever been punched in the face and have to get up and keep going forward. Mommy's protected them most of their lives. Okay? And that's the truth. Okay? And you want to know something? It's a funny thing is, a lot of people will say the right things because they want your money. They want your patron money. They want your support. They want your clicks. They want your views. And they want to make as much as they can. In the 7 years I've been doing this, I'm going to tell you something. I started doing this as a charity thing. I've done pretty well with it because, honestly, I've gotten a lot of free games to review and stuff like that. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that I have not done well with this channel, and it's been a joy, and I've had a passion about it. But the day I have to conform to what everybody else thinks, to one mind, then I shouldn't be doing this. And there will come a day that one day I won't have anything else to say. and I will make a video and I will tip my hat to you and I will thank you for all the years and I'll move on because I have other hobbies. This isn't my whole life. I play sports at 60 years old. Okay? I still kickbox and all the other things I do, softball, football, everything. Okay? I'm in the 1%, folks. Still at this age. And even though I still don't physically feel well. Okay? I have plenty of other interests, fishing and farming. I sit on my farm here that we recently purchased over the last year. And if you watch this channel, you know what I'm talking about. I can easily walk away. It's hard to walk away from all the great people. The Alexises, the Deplorables, the Play It Till It Hurts, Zero Hobbies, my new man, okay? Gunner, and it hurts because it's the truth, which is the greatest name. Miss Amoro, okay? I love board gaming. But when I don't have anything to tell you, or it becomes boring to do this, I will get up and walk away. It's not about money for me. For a lot of people, this is all they want to do because it's I work a full-time job and do this. I put some time into both. I take care of my family because I got a job that pays ridiculously. Hey, I make more than those Hasbro executives. But I work my ass off. And I'm going to say that. I work my ass off. So do you. So do you out there. Out there. You work your ass off for your money. And when you want to give your money to a corporation, you want to get something because you care about the thing that you want to purchase. It means something to you. And Dungeons and Dragons means a lot to a lot of people. A lot of people. It's the heart and soul. Some people have been playing it for 40 years. There's some old dungeon masters out there that have been playing for 40, 50 years. Okay? And it means the world to them because they have memories of it. What's your job? I work for the government. I work for the Department of Defense. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can say. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. The reason people are screaming is because they care. They care about it. And they're fed up of people taking away things from them. They're fed up of bad movies. They're fed up of bad corporate bullshit. Okay? They're fed up with no matter what side you are on, left, right, down the middle. They're tired of governments dictating things to them. Okay? What they want is their freedoms to care about the things that they do and people to care and put out good content. Music, entertainment. Because at the end of the day, when we're done working our asses off, okay, making the money to support ourselves in a very, very tough time, we want to go someplace and we want to have things that interest us and make it worthwhile living. And if Dungeons and Dragons or board games or sports or this, that, and the other are being taken over by these corporations and being diluted and monetized, and they're taking away the only things that you have, they're taking away every enjoyment that you have and ruining it, then it's time to stand up and fight. And I applaud the people that have screamed at the top of their lungs. Because the company heard them. But did they set this up so they could find out? Did they set this up so they can figure out what's going on? Did they set this up and leak this out so they can get a feel? Are they smarter than we think? Or are they dumber than we think? That's the $1 million question. But one thing we can agree on is they're not true gamers. They don't care. They care about the dollar, and that's it. That's the truth. And that has been leaked from insiders. They look at you guys as a bunch of marks. This is no different. Listen, you could take and put this into wrestling all the time. Wrestling is life, okay? It's about putting butts in seats, okay? Giving you an illusion, okay? They don't care about how they get you to sit in those seats. All they know is that they are going to do whatever it takes, and you guys are a bunch of money marks. Okay? That's all these corporate things see you as, is a money mark. And they're going to come up with whatever they can to get your ass in a seat, to pay your price of admission. That's how it works, folks. And they're going to tell you a story. And they're going to try to hook you any way that they can. That's what it comes down to. It's all a work, folks. It's all a work. Let's read some of these things. Chen, my brother, what's up? Heart and soul comes from the people who play it, I think. I agree with that. The first edition heart... Oh, I think I read that. I'm going to buy that up. Thanks for the channel and the discussion, says Deplorable. Play Till It Hurts, says hi to Chen. Deplorable says, I definitely need to get off my butt and download PDF content I've bought off Drive-Thru RPG over the years and burn it to a disc. Amen. Play Till It Hurts. Great to have a channel that has an open, honest debate. That's what it's about. You got to be able to have it. You can't censor people. People have to be able to say what they can respectfully. Because if you're going to be in a butthole, okay, I delete you. Because now you're not talking, you're just being aggressive. And being behind a keyboard and being aggressive, that isn't anything. If you say it in my face and you're aggressive, then let's throw. Let's throw down. And whoever wins is right. That's the way we used to do it in the old days. Can't do that nowadays. People hide behind things. I'm right here. You'll find me at a convention. You can say whatever you got to say. But if you say it constructively, I'll sit there and I'll talk with you until the cows come home. And debate my point against your point. And I may learn something from you. But you may learn something from me. And together, maybe we can agree to disagree, but go, you know something? He was kind of right with that. And open our eyes to things. That's the beauty of this channel. That's what this channel stands for. That's why this channel is here. That is why I changed everything up this morning, because I want you to talk. And please, if you watch this back, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments, folks, if you have something to say. Because I can't wait to hear and maybe learn something more. And maybe give you some of my feedback as well. But it's time to step away from this. Let's see what happens. We could sit here and we could scream every day, every week. We could make videos until the cows come home. But it isn't going to solve anything. Let's see what the next moves are. Let's let a couple of rounds go by and see and score them and see where we're at. And then come back to this. Come back to this. Because there's a lot of things I don't understand. Do you do Muay Thai? How much exercise do you do? I exercise every single day. Every day. While I've been banged up a bit, I've been suffering with long COVID, which is a no-no to say. But I've had to back things off a little bit, but I'm getting back to where I need to be. I'm getting some treatment, and I'm starting to get stronger again. I've benched over people that know this channel. There's the videos of me winning competitions. I've been a power lifter. I've been all kinds of things throughout my existence, and continue to grow and things. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of things out there in life, folks. Don't let them take away anything from you. Don't. Ever. It hurts because it's true. I have played since elementary school in the 80s. Okay. That's what I like to hear. But woke D&D and the OGL 1.1 are too much. I won't support the company. I have old stuff. And there are other systems made by people who love the hobby. This is a great point. And this is what I talk about. This is what I talk about. Rob, good morning, says Lord Javi. Another long timer. Fight for the right to role play. Very true. Von Deacon, my man. Wait, what? Rob? Have nothing to say? Never. Maybe never. Zero Hobby. Facts. Amen. Aaron Dragon. Another favorite here. Yeah, let's throw down. I got my D20s right here. Glorious. Glorious. Way to go, Aaron. I like this guy. I hope he sticks around. It'd be nice to have him around. I like that guy. Him and It Hurts Because It's the Truth. The greatest name ever. Joseph, my man. It seems corporations want to expose consumers to raw material as much as possible. That favors them. Amen. Lord Avi. The one part I can't understand is paying royalties to Wizards of the Coast. However, 25% is high, and paying on total gross rather than just profit is wrong, since many third-party publishers make less than 25%. Dead on. Dead on. This is the thing I've been screaming about. They're not going to change this. They're not going to change this. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to change this. What they're going to do is lower the rate and find a way, but they're still going to get their cut. Somehow, some way. Somehow, some way. Clint, great. It hurts because it's true. Dig the channel, subbed. I appreciate that. I hope I can live up to it. It hurts because it's the truth. I really do. It means a lot to me when somebody subs, and I want to live up to that. For you to give a sub to this channel means I have to live up and give you good content. I can't give you a lazy ass content. I got to try to give you the best I can each and every day. And that is what I try to do. I really, really, really do. But, I don't want to take advantage of you either. I'm not going to sit here and beat this thing to death. Now, I will tell you this. I'm going to talk some more about this on my podcast that comes out Wednesday, our new podcast, which has been very successful thanks to you guys. I'm surprised. We're way ahead schedule. I mean, I'm getting a couple hundred listens on every single podcast, and I'm shocked by that because I thought maybe I had 5 or 6 people. But you get the podcast anywhere that you get your podcast. Rob's Tabletop World. The Queen is putting more stuff out on Macari. Tiana 64. Okay, her Macari thing. Look up. What game are we gonna go with? You got to look up a board game. Thunder Rolls. And then find the one that's being sold by Tiana. Favor her. She's constantly putting up board games, video games, and stuff like that we are selling. We are taking that money and giving it to charity. Oh, yeah. Love the podcast. Well, thank you, Robert. I laughed at Woke D&D. Not played since 3.5. Funk Bass Fusion. Funk Bass Fusion. Cool name, bro. Cool name. Boy, so you guys come up with some of the coolest names. Mine's just Rob's Tabletop World. All right, listen. I think we hit on all the points here. All right, and I think we set ourselves straight. Again, I wanted to make that other video, even though it wasn't that popular, and I did it, and I knew it wasn't going to be popular, and I could care less. But the point was, let's look at it from their side. Okay? See what could they possibly thinking, and put it out there and get people's responses. And I loved what I got because a lot of you, 90% of you, were intelligent and wrote down what you thought. Even though you misunderstood, I wasn't taking their side because I think they're wrong and they're losing their minds. But do they have a right to maybe get a piece of the action? Maybe so. Maybe so. That's for a lawyer to decide, but I took a look at it. But this discussion, we need to come back to this and see where this goes. We need to come back to this, but we need to let it sit and marinate and not beat it up with hundreds of videos where this just gets diluted and the message just becomes people. You just when something's hot like this, Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast can sit back and go, yeah, just let them scream, let all the videos play out. Yeah. Because people are going to go, this is the same old stuff. And then, like cobras, that's when they strike, is when you turn your attention from it. And right now it's a hot button. But eventually people will get tired of it. The way they did a lot of other things. And they'll just go, okay, let's move on to something else. Because people love drama. That's why the houses of whatever county is so popular on Bravo, which is just stupid. And half these sister wife things and all these other things are so popular. Drama. My wife watches it. She loves drama. She gets it all out of her system because she better keep it out of my life. Okay, hopefully she's not listening. What's upcoming 2023 board game you are looking forward to? Well, one that finally came out on retail that I'm bringing in, and I'm really looking forward to, is Darkest Dungeon. I want to take a look at this. I'm excited about this. There's another game that I'm really looking forward to, is Dungeoneers, which should be coming out this year. I'm curious about the new D&D battling game that they're putting out. Of course I'm going to get it because we want to take a look at it. And as far as that, I really don't know too much more. I'm waiting to see what GW has up their sleeves for this year. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going on. It's going to be fun, folks. It's going to be fun for sure. Clint, I don't understand why they didn't do this when Pathfinder came out. Go figure out. Jim Cornette needs to do a shoot review of Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro. Lazy booking. I said it earlier. All right, listen, everybody. I love you all. I really do. Have a great day. Remember, tomorrows are never guaranteed. Live today to the fullest, okay? And enjoy yourself. Care for one another. Be good to one another. I love you all. Maybe we'll see you later on today when we do Massamora, Dungeons of Arcadia. This was a lukewarm game, but I want to bring it back and show it to you and show the cooperative and how much fun it is. We'll do some turns. I'll show you what it's about and why this game that you could probably get cheap is really worth getting. It really is. And it's fun. It's fun. And then also we're going to be using the new rules that we found. We're going to throw some orcs against some Terminators, and we got a nice little story that we're going to play out for you. So we got a couple more live streams before Wednesday, when I hopefully can get Skyrim and Dark Souls onto the table. So we got a lot of fun stuff coming up, and just stick with us as always. I love you all. Have a great weekend. You guys are the best. Thanks for this conversation. It was fantastic. Hopefully this puts a lot of things to bed, and maybe it sparks some new questions or some things. And I look forward to your comments. Put them in the bottom here below. If you like this video, do me a favor, like it. If you don't like it, that's okay too. That's okay too. Okay? And don't forget all our other stuff that we got going on, our podcast on Wednesday. We got a lot going on. And there's videos almost every single day except for Saturday and Sundays where I take a little break. And I stream every Sunday and we talk about stuff. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob saying, we'll see you soon, everybody. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the playoff games today. Go Bills. And ugh, my poor Seahawks got killed. Take it easy, everybody.